welcome back to another installment of our podcast here in APC Speaks. This would be, I think, our fourth episode for season two, if I didn't butcher up the titling and whatever. But yes, this is the fourth episode for our revamp of APC Speaks. Thank you constantly for everyone who is still supporting the podcast or who just came in. I hope you guys stay for longer times. Basically, I hope that you guys see this through as I personally want to keep pushing the podcast into a better direction where we have more conversations that benefit a lot more people. And if you guys have questions or topics that you guys want to talk about or you want us to talk about, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. With that being said, I'm once again going to reintroduce myself. My name is Allen Purto. I am currently the Prime Minister of APC Speaks, and I am your host, as always, for today. With me is a returning, well, one is returning and one is a new guest. A returning guest we have is Fam or Franz, as you guys may know. Hi, Franz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then
I'm back
there's
with you.
with a new hair. And then we have Bernard, or mostly known as Genbu. But yes, there. So say hi,
Yes,
Bernard.
yes. Yeah. Hi. I'm Genbu. You're.
He's gonna keep saying
Oh yeah,
Genbu.
yeah. As Alan, as Alan likes to call me Bernard.
Bernard, because that's his real name. But yeah, so
Yeah.
they're my guests for today. Introductions out of the way. How are you guys? So let's always start
Yeah.
off with that, as always.
Well, currently I'm fine. Someone ate my chicken nuggets.
Someone ate your
Huh.
chicken nuggets.
Yes. Someone ate my chicken nuggets that I made. Yeah. It sucks. I know.
What kind of chicken nuggets is it?
It's the Pure Foods one.
Ah,
Pure Foods.
alright. Have you tried
they're
vegan
alright.
nuggets?
No. I know. I actually tried one. I tried making one using cauliflower
Oh, nice.
from scratch.
The one from Healthy Options, I think. I forgot if it's Healthy Options, but like we buy the vegan chicken nuggets for my mom because she eats
Uh-huh.
vegan food, or vegetarian food rather. No, vegan food because of her body condition. But yeah, it's pretty good actually. Surprisingly enough, and you don't have to cook it. It's just microwave. I mean, not that it's microwave's healthy, but we're not gonna talk about that. Franz, how are you?
Basically, I have been suffering from my lactose intolerance.
Lactose intolerance.
Like, dairy products tempted me. And now I'm
Yes.
having weird dreams.
Drowning in milk. I'm joking.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, most
chocolate
likely, like, my dreams would include, you know, I'm getting chased a lot. I don't know why. Maybe
Chase.
it's like a personification of, like
You
getting
run.
chased by.
Well, it's a personification of you running away from your lactose intolerance.
Perhaps my regrets of
What?
Or
Of
you gets
not-
eating it.
of eating it, or
Ah.
just
just eating it. Like,
Okay,
I
fair.
can escape.
Fair.
Wait,
I mean,
Wait, is it eating it or not eating more of it?
oh, actually, that's a good question.
No, what?
Because it might be like
I
I
don't
know
want
this is
to
gonna
figure you
happen.
out. Okay.
Let's not. Okay. All right. So the question today is what best represents you. For everyone's information, I guess the backstory for that question came from because we were talking about during our trainings. We were talking about how Filipinos or basically Asians are being represented. Oh yeah, more so Philippines. Is being represented internationally in different ways that both good and bad, depending on what you're seeing. But we get represented a lot, and a lot of the reasons sometimes when it comes to like international use, especially when it comes to content creators, it becomes like clout chasing, or basically for clout chasing for simpler terms is how do I say this? It's to gain traction. Basically, it's to gain traction from the masses, or more so from the Filipino audience. So, and then obviously we've talked about that, but now the question arose from the entire conversation, saying what best represents you. More so who you are as a person, not necessarily as an Asian, not necessarily as I don't know, like not necessarily as like what your blood is, what your culture is from, but you as a person, you as a unique individual, what best represents you. So basically that question comes from, or the answer to that question comes from like you being able to explore yourself, being able to explore self-expression, you know, because that's when you find out who you are as a person. So for example, as of the current moment, what I know of Franz, let's say what represents him as an artist, right? But that's just a surface level. Or what I know
Like
of
what you
Bernard is, I don't know, someone who's addicted to VTubers.
come on.
IT is basically he
Nice.
works in the IT field. But yeah, that's like the surface level. But then like who are you really as a person and what best represents you? So yeah, that's a question I guess we could start off. If this question's too difficult to answer, then just answer it in any way that you think fits, that you see fit. So you guys can start off.
Oh yeah. Most likely, I think, uh, what would best represent me would be a hermit, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah, because you'll notice a bunch of times na there are times that I would close off. Like you won't see me online, or you see me online, or you see me online, but you won't see me go in calls and like what
Right.
Pengu does, right? Or like what France does. They hang out in BC and wait for people to come.
Mm.
Mostly makikita mo ko either when I'm not doing anything, you'll see me inside Discord, but not in a call. I'm just there in Discord,
Mm.
but just lurking in it, or just playing a single player game. That's mostly due to me liking being alone and stuff. I don't really like uh I don't like being in a long period of time. I don't like being with people. I prefer being alone at extended periods of time. I feel lonely at times. That's why I go to like VCs and join when I see people. But pero it's kind of like may mga times talaga I close off. Tommy experienced this when like this was pre-pandemic actually.
Hmm.
Since me and Tommy were actually friends since way before APC, we were friends in junior high school. Uh, there are times na hindi niya ako makita for like months, even though we go to the same school. And there was that one time they lost connection to me for like 2-3 years after junior high school.
How did you disappear? What the? Huh?
Yeah, I just disappeared from the face of the earth. Yeah.
God,
But
okay, I
that
kinda
was
wish I
me.
could do
That was me just facing my own problems. I close off. I'm just. That's why I feel like a hermit best represents me, because I close off more when problems arise.
Hmm.
Because when that happened, when a problem arose at that time, because I was feeling down at that time. It was about school and stuff. So I dropped out, and then stuff like I didn't want to communicate with Tommy and the others because stuff like not being in school. Yeah, basically that. Not being able to communicate with them because I felt like I don't want to talk to them because I'd be embarrassed about it because I wasn't in school while they are in college
I
already.
see. Okay.
Because I'm supposed to be like what third year right now because I stopped for 2 years. I'm supposed to be third year and I stopped, like flat out stopped, because I didn't want to I didn't want the problems to like pile up more and more, and I closed off every communication. Yung mga sa grade schoolmates ko ng grade school, I never communicated with them. They still don't have communication with me. Tapos malalaman lang nila 3 years later, 5 years later, mag-update ako sa GC. So,
So like,
makita lang ako.
so what? So you said okay. So you said you stopped for 2 years, right? Because
Yes.
of whatever.
personal
And
problems,
yeah, you have your own personal problems and stuff like that. But then you said you stopped for 2 years, and then you came back. Obviously, because now you're studying, and that's
Mhm.
technically the reason why you're in Speaks as well, because you are a student of APC now. My question is, so you said that you close off when problems arise and
Mhm.
difficulty happens and stuff like that. So how do you personally tackle that? So like, because like you came back out anyways. You
Yeah.
appeared back in a schooling system, the educational system. That's why you're studying now and you're communicating now with people. Despite the fact that obviously you still close off. When we look for you, you appear.
Yeah.
So where, how or where did you find that balance or the answer to you showing up despite difficulty arising?
Yeah. Well, that was mostly due to me wanting to change,
I see.
because back then, when problems arose, I'll just close off and do things in the background. Uh, People from my other server would see me fixing server stuff or fixing our Discord bot a lot, because whenever problems arose with me and another person in the group, I would close off every single communication and just say nothing to them. I'd say nothing to them, and after saying sorry to them, I'll just work on something until I cool down. And then I realized that I can't keep on doing this, because you'll notice that each time you try to do this, people will just feel like you're unapproachable or something. People say that I'm cold about some stuff na ano. Uh, who actually said it? Oh yeah, Stars actually said it. Someone from my Discord server. Someone said that I was cold in some areas, like because I would close off and uh, prevent communication from them. I won't really reply to them, or like you'll notice that I'll just ghost them or something. Those are the problems that I felt that I needed to tackle on, and I'm still trying to get over, to try to work on. That's why currently I am trying to, whenever someone actually pings me in the server or someone mentions me in Messenger, I try to message them as fast as possible, because I don't want to feel or rather I don't want them to feel what I made other people in the past feel like, me being cold to them, or like me not caring about them, because I do care. I want to help them, but it's just difficult for me to say it in a way na, like, me being able to communicate to them while being more closed off. I just want to show. Yes. I just want to show my sincerity to them. So even though I'm busy, I still try to communicate with my old server. Like,
Mm.
yeah, we're all busy. Since we're all busy, we've been going to VCs less and less, but we still have those times where we like watch K dramas and stuff in Discord, of course.
K dramas.
Hey.
Joking. Don't at me.
Well,
I was joking.
well,
Right. So there's
it's mostly
the
that.
yeah. So it's
But-
for you it's the want to change, right? It's
Yes, it's my want to change.
it's the idea that despite all of this, which I think is, well, one more of the story is that we ping Bernard over and over again. No, but no. It's basically like, it's, you wanted it, right? I think
Yes.
that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people tend to miss. It's the idea that you need to want to change first. Despite whatever difficulty there is, and despite whatever is happening, or despite what everyone else is saying, it's still your choice, and it's still you wanting to change that makes things for the better. Because based off from what Bernard is saying, that's, yeah, it's a lot more accurate with us interacting with him now. He may still be like a hermit at times, and he still disappear at times. But when we ping you or something, you do try to reply as fast as possible. And that's the reason why you're kind of just like ping me whenever. Which I also understand because I also like disappearing at times. Just the ability to just like bye bye.
Disappear.
Kind of thing. It's just nice. All right. How about you, friends?
Too deep.
Yeah, but
Because I don't want to like represent myself in an objectified manner because that's so simpler.
it's fine.
Like
if
I
it
want
works.
I mean it's fine, but chocolates. I mentioned that to a lot of people. But I want to like focus on the current situation that I have right now.
Okay.
Because like as time changes, how I call this I identify myself as to my actions varies differently. Like it's so different from my previous years. Because before like I was this guy representing myself as like call this like is it pamphlets or like you send it out to people. I has like those certain type of information. People would find yourself like pamphlets like well decorated outside and such. But once people get to understand what's inside, most people like I think we've had experiences like people sending us pamphlets and then going to a vacation or do this and do that.
Ah, it's
They
a
want to
scam.
apply in this. Yeah. So basically, yeah, actually it has like that essence before like those years like, hey, because I was this guy like, trying to preach
Communicate.
what I want to preach. I mean not yeah, preach what I want to preach. I mean more better term is preach because like, I was this person. But I never considered the fact that I was hurting people also. And then that's the reason why like the pamphlet they won't hold on to it longer.
Yeah.
They would just set it aside or throw it away.
As
So
per
that
normal.
so that's what happened like during those couple of years, not last year. Let's say 3 years ago. And then right now, what how I significant as identify myself or refer myself to right now is actually right now it's actually connected to the background. And since my favorite genre is somewhat retro, like the 70s music, like those sci-fi and
Ow.
like those buzzing neon
My
lights.
ears.
The reason being why I kind of identify myself as because like through the music videos, like it's so somewhat dreamy. Like you're riding on your car and then you just see these magnificent lights during the night. You cannot see them when everything is dark. So basically, that's what happens
You
like
mean
right
when
now.
everything's bright?
No, like
No, you
leaving
said like
light.
you can't see the lights when everything's too dark.
No, when everything's too bright. Okay.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when everything's too bright. Because you can only see these lights when, like, if I would like refer it to real life, you won't see like the significant things and the important things when you don't encounter like those darkest times and hurtful times with things around you, right? So that's what's happening like lately during the pandemic. It helps me open up my eyes. I'm able to see like lights that I haven't seen before. Imagine this like people in the light would represent themselves as somewhat approachable, somewhat to be trustworthy of, and even information, not just people. It can be any other thing. But once it becomes dark, you won't see that light. You won't see that authenticity once it gets dark. But as I journey on, I may encounter infrastructure that I deem intimidating, like those towering, let's say, skyscrapers. It's intimidating since I'm a small person. But once you get to know these people, like these intimidating people, you get to understand how they act and how they, you know, represent themselves to you. Like they're more transparent in these scenarios. So in that manner, I imagine myself as a car in this city, like just strolling, like going around the city, and I just admiring the view, and also like to think about what I'm seeing right now.
So okay, so like let me backtrack a bit. the for a simpler term, I guess, or like a more concise term for what Franz said, it's really. I mean, I get it. I genuinely understand that. I posted this something. I posted this something. I posted something a while back. I think it's a couple of years back. It's on Instagram when I tried it out. It was when I
Right.
took. Yeah, I did. I tried out Instagram. I posted something that I took at around 12 midnight, as far as I remember. And I've had that same idea ever since I was a kid. I've always loved the nighttime. I've always loved like midnights to like 4 a.m. ish or 5 a.m. No, 4, because 5 a.m. sometimes the sun is up. But it's like the 12 midnight to 4 a.m. kind of situation. It's not that it's not the nightlife that people think, or like the bars, the drinking, or something like that. No, I'm no sense of a drinker in any way. It's more so just how there are some beauties, or there are some like beautiful things that you see in life, or like materialistic wise. Let's just take it like quite literal. There are a lot of things that we see only at night. Their beauty comes out more at night. Just like, for example, fireworks. You can't enjoy fireworks in the morning. Like I doubt you would be able to enjoy fireworks properly in the morning. You're not gonna be able to enjoy like lanterns, like the floating lanterns.
Yes.
You're not gonna be able to enjoy that at night.
Lanterns.
You're not gonna be able to
Yeah,
enjoy that in
now
the
I-
morning.
Now I remember the lanterns
Lantern
festival
rides?
in, Genshin.
Yeah, things like that, right? There's a lot of things that you don't get to enjoy if it's in the wrong place. So with what, in connection to what Franz is saying, like it's, well, he and I'm gonna quote the fact that, darkness allows you to see the lights better, because just like how we are as people, when they said that, like, I mean, it's not like I want to test people, but then when people are tested, it shows their values. I mean, okay, it's a lot more of a difficult conversation in that sense, because people say that there's also a chance that, that false idea of, oh, who you are when you're mad is the true you. No, that's not true. When you're mad, you're influenced by an external or an internal thing. It's your heightened emotions. That's not the real you. But what I look for when darkness comes in is the values that people hold. And because that's what I truly believe people are. It's like, when you watch superhero movies, and then when things come to like a really difficult situation, how they always choose like, we don't kill. There's always going to be a different way. That's them, like, no matter how difficult situations get, that's them holding their values. And with what Franz is saying, with what Franz is saying, referencing the fact that, when people pamphlet themselves, but then when like difficulty happens, or when the darkness comes, like, you're not who you are in the pamphlet, because that was just a falsification of who you are, just so that people will like you.
Yeah, it's a scam.
It's a scam, basically. Yeah. So it's like, it shows the truth and the light more when darkness comes in.
Because it's a beautification of yourself. So basically, what you try to perceive yourself as,
Or what you
what
want
you want,
to be,
what
yeah.
you want people to perceive you as.
Which is not really who you are. And I think that's a really good way of, like, in combination to what like Bernard said, right? It's the idea that you need to know. No, it's like, it's being able to represent yourself better, like who you are really as a person. Because, for example, like, Bernard accepted the fact that he is a hermit, and him wanting to have a better relationship with people is what, like, it's what gave him the motivation or the drive to change, to be better, to be there for people. Because, I mean, I've said this before a lot. I don't know if I said it in the podcast, but I said that solitude will never no man can live in solitude forever, no matter how much we want, no matter how introverted people can get. solitude will never you will never survive in solitude forever. Never. Because you will seek human interaction, even if it's just one person. So that's where that comes in. It's being true to yourself. It's being who you are as a person, no matter what. So Bernard accepted the fact that he was a hermit, but he changed aspects of himself to be better for people around him and for himself. And then there's Franz being able to accept better who he really is as a person, and not being that pamphlet kid that is a scam or a sham when it's opened up in the darkness. It's like when you open it's like one of those things like the glow ink. When you open it and then like you shine like the black light, and it's just like, oh, it's complete sham. It's like a completely different
or
person.
like that, or is that like that video of Ito having muscles and stuff, and it the in-game
Oh
like
yeah,
in-game model,
yeah, bro. Or like no, it's like that
or like
Simpsons meme.
Albedo. Albedo's hair.
Ma, Albedo's hair. Yeah, but then like it's like that Simpsons meme, right? Like where like Homer was like, oh yes, look at me, and then like at the behind him is like there's so much like clips,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
or just like
clips.
like that, like this, the sham behind it. So I guess like I mean this is kind of a deep topic too, but I'll start with Franz along with this one. Like if since you found yourself and you wanted to be a lot more honest with yourself, right? And not to be a pamphlet kid. What brought you to the idea that you wanted to be true to yourself? What made you constantly show yourself in the true light?
Let's see, when did I start? Actually, like during those I've been trying to better myself. It's just that like as as me getting I'm being more aware that people are just throwing me away and not holding on to it, and then not giving significance. Because at the same time, like the pamphlet like contained words that they didn't like and hurt them. And I was also, being just wanting to convince them, not giving them the consideration that they have their own thoughts about it. So me seeing myself in those bins, like it's too dark. I'm getting more exposed to the dark to the point like I needed the light to show. And me as somewhat not going too overly formal and practical about everything, I try to do it in my own creative way, and that's how I discovered like I can be proficient with my illustration. At the same time, I have my own music and such. Like music that doesn't contain certain words that helps me, but it gives me like that vibe that it feels good to listen to music, something that you want. And if I'm able to do this, like being able to entertain, not entertain entirely because that could be a different thing, but just make people feel good around you, just how music does, it would help open doors to me and to the person. And exchanging of information would be easy, and without any harm done. And that's how maybe I started. I don't know the exact date, but I just wanted to be better since when I started to be more open to people. That's it.
How about you, Bernard? It's like it's kind of the same question, but it's more like what what drove, other than you not wanting to be cold anymore to people, what made you want to change that for the better, but then like you're still keeping who you are as a person, which is a good thing. Which is like the idea that I want people to get, that you can stay true to yourself no matter what, but change for your interaction to be better with people around you is also a good thing. Because again, like we all adapt as human beings, and I mean, it's not just because you're changing doesn't mean you're not being true to yourself. Not really. If anything, people constantly change, and I'm hoping it's for the better. So for your case, like other than other than not wanting people to feel the cold from you, and for you to constantly still feel like yourself, or being happy with yourself rather.
Well,
What gives you that drive?
well, I guess that would be, yeah, as he said, I like VTubers, right? Well, to me, I think VTubers, those people, they help me a lot. Uh, they show a lot of themselves. Some people call those stuff as yabe or something as bad at times because they would show something good about share something good about themselves. But to me, I think it's them showing what they actually are and trying to show uh, something that they themselves don't really show to people in real life. Like they're opening themselves up. Like there are people who are introverts and they try to change whenever they try to communicate with their viewers and stuff like that. Uh, I want to try and be like them. To be like them who are warm to their people, to their viewers. I want to I want to somehow change like how Minato Aqua did. Like back then she was like super afraid of communicating with other VTubers in her community. She didn't like doing collabs and stuff like that. She would always close up and be herself, just playing games. This is why I like watching her play. Is because every time I see her playing by herself, every day she tries to change that. She tried to change that, and now you see her doing collabs and stuff. Even though that it's not that much shown, like because she doesn't do that much collabs still. It still shows that she is now willing to communicate with other people, and she tried to change. And I see myself trying to do better, due to her trying her best to communicate with other VTubers as well. It helps me uh, it helps me with the drive to do my best in changing myself.
I see. So, to everyone watching and to everyone listening, rather, as well, not rather. Um, I think, not I think, based on everything that they both said, and I completely agree with it. The main theme, if anything, that you guys both talked about, well, two things. One, you both agreed with the fact that you don't want to hurt the people around you. Right, that's one thing that you guys both agreed. The second thing you both agreed on is actually also the conclusion, where you want it to be better for people around you, and it's that constant drive to be a better light for everyone else. I and that's not something that's like limited to one person, and that's genuinely something I wish and I hope a lot of people actually try to do. There's this saying that you become the person that you needed. It's like the reason why there are so many people who push themselves further, or like they feel like they're like too good to be true kind of situations. It's big, and then people say like, why do you go the extra mile to do this for us, to do this for me, and stuff like that, when you don't have to, because you have no responsibility whatsoever. And I've said the exact same thing to you guys before, where I said I do it because I want to. I do it because I see the need for it. I see like it's my own way of being able to show you that there is good in the world. It's the idea that, and yeah, that saying, I agree with it. You become the person that you needed because you understand, and this is the reason why I appreciate every unsung hero, every person that went through something, never got to talk about it properly, or they are okay now, but people just don't know what happened to them, but they're doing so much good in the world. It's because the unsung heroes, we understand, they understand how difficult the world already is and how much better it could be, not just for them, but for everyone else. So instead of hoping it then for them, which I hope they would, they try to make the world a better place for everyone else around them, just so no one else has to experience the exact same thing. And I think, no, not I think, I know that a lot of people out there share the same sentiment. So with what Franz said, what Bernard said, in conclusion, I do genuinely hope that you guys stay true to yourself. Let go of the facade. Let go of let go of being a people pleaser, if anything, because sure, that might
Yeah.
be good for everyone else, but it's not gonna be good for you.
Yeah, because not everyone will like you.
That's an accepted fact.
That's
No one's
that's a fact.
not
Yeah.
everyone's gonna
Everyone
like
should
you.
know.
No one. And like being true to yourself makes things easier because you don't have to keep that that fake mask of who you really are as a person. That means that the
I'm-
people yeah, go.
I mean, like, like learning from these people also. Like, I was in that fault of being a people pleaser. But once you get to meet these people, of course, you also learn it from yourself. Like, not everyone would take your consideration to something good. People would get offended still, even if your intentions were good, right? So that's what I learned. Like, you should not just be being better for people, but you should also be better for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, it also, just became a byproduct of helping out people because you start to understand what their needs are.
Yeah.
And since they're human, you can like reflect, like you can see like perhaps a mirror in some way, and that's when like you start to take care of yourself. Hopefully, that would be the path in everyone's case.
It's when people said that, I mean, like when people say that you can't give what you don't have. Quite true. Yes. In a long term, bigger perspective, you can. But if what you need to start giving yourself the help is for you to help others, then go for it. It's like there are people who end up being able to help themselves or being able to see that they need help when they end up helping others. Or some people feel better about themselves when they're helping others because they see their worth in it as well. There's too much things to consider. But at the end of the day, it goes down to, are you being true to yourself? And is it actually bringing you as a person into a better light? Not necessarily just for everyone else, but for yourself. Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with who you are as a person? And whoever you are right now, is this who you want to be for the longest time? Because at the end of the day, the person that you build yourself now is gonna either be the person that you build onto to become better, or the person that you're gonna come crashing from. And I'm really hoping that everyone is building themselves towards that person that they are supposed to be, and it's good for them. Good for them in a respectful manner to everyone else. I've said this multiple times. Be unique to yourself. I advocate so hard and so much to people being who they are. Be the person that you are. Be the unique person that you are, that only you can be. But an underlying principle of respect. Respect the people around you. You can be who you want to be, but respect people for being who they are as well. Because you're not going to be the same as everyone else, obviously. That's the reason why you're a unique person. And you're not going to be a person that will please everyone, and you're not going to be a person who's going to agree with everyone else. So
TLDR, be yourself, not be a dick.
I mean, sure, you can say it that way, yeah. Be yourself, be unique, but be respectful of everyone else. I think that's a good way of being able to end everything that you guys said and I said too. With that being said, thank you everyone for joining us today. This is a bit of a deeper talk than I normally have, and if I plan things out properly, the next talks might be deeper.
Man.
So I hope you guys I hope you guys give me rather your feedback of this. Do you guys like this? Do you guys appreciate the fact that we're talking about things that people don't want to talk about? It's like that's my niche. That's my niche now. I want to talk about things that people are afraid to talk about. Because yeah, sure, you're afraid to talk about it, but that's what you want to know. That's what you want to listen to.
What? Talk about sexism or talk about like what?
Oh my god, I would talk about that and fight me, but there's a reason why I stepped away from debate. It's I don't like the toxicity in it, but if you want to talk in a very like communicative way and being able to properly understand things, I'm good for that conversation. And I want to talk about things that people are afraid to talk about, because there are people out there that can't speak their mind out, and I want to be the person for them if that's a topic that they want to talk about, but they can't find the right avenue or place to talk about it. So leave your suggestions, topics down below, and I'll find a way to talk about them with the appropriate people. May there be students or life coaches, as I think the next episode is a life coach.
What if like next episode would be since it's Valentine's?
No, actually no. This video is gonna come out 3 videos ahead of Valentine's Day. Yeah, so
it's never too late,
Valentine's
right?
episode might be 2 episodes from now or 3 episodes from now. But yes.
It's never too late. It's
Will
something
you
people
actually
want
show
to hear.
yourself in Valentine's episode? Franz?
Technically, it's not too late because
Will you
this
show
is from the
yourself?
past, not the future yet. So
I'll be wearing like a tuxedo or
Time
something.
travel is weird.
Then I won't.
No.
But yeah, there. Hopefully, yeah. Again, I hope everyone, you, no matter how difficult things get, I hope you guys find a way to be true to yourself. And no matter how much people try to represent you or dictate who you are as a person, someone else, and even if people feed so much lies and words and assumptions on who you are as a person, I hope you find the strength and the courage to stay as who you are as a person and stand for yourself. As we need more people like that in the world. With that being said, thank you once again for joining us for this episode. I am once again the Prime Minister of APC Speaks. Yes, I did it. Prime Minister? yes, I am the Prime Minister of APC Speaks. Allen Purto.
Yes.
With me
Yes, you are.
with me are, well, this is one of my artists, Franz Albert Miranda, also known as Fan. And then we have down below one of my IT, which I still don't have a project for you to do, but we're gonna think about that in the future. It's Bernard.
What is
At
Alan
John
just
Bernard.
asked me?
What's your last name again?
You forgot? Yeah.
I don't mention your
Shit.
last name, bro.
Yeah, John Bernard Durano.
Durano. There you go. Doritos. John Bernard Doritos,
Doritos.
everyone. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in the next following episodes. See ya. Bye.